To make the most delicious, addictive potato dish you never heard of, we start with a very special, yet easily found, humble potato. We need roughly 1,200 grams or 2.5 pounds or 5 large potatoes for this recipe. You want to use starchy potatoes instead of waxy ones. I'll leave you a little list of names depending on your location in the description. What makes a Belarusian Draniki unique from similar potato pancakes like the German rosti, the Jewish latka, or American hash browns mainly comes down to the grating size. After washing, peeling and placing your potatoes into a bowl of clean water, we'll use a box grater. And you'll finally use the side you always wondered why it existed in the first place. To save your fingers, you could pulse the potatoes in a blender or use a food processor. Although risking your poor little finger on the grater is the best choice for authenticity. Anyway, your life, your fingers. Before you grate anything, clean up 400 grams or 2 large onions. A uniquely delicious and very logical addition by the friendly folk of Belarusia. Grate or blend your first few potatoes into a bowl. Then grate or blend the onion into the same bowl. This stops the potatoes from turning a messed up color. Once your potatoes and onions are all grated into a pulp, you drain the excess liquid out of it using a fine mesh sieve. Do not squeeze out all the moisture. I usually stop once it stops gushing and slowly drips. Did that come out right? Depends on you, I suppose, but that's the visual cue you need. Once drained, you get it back into a clean bowl. Do not throw away the drained water. There's a secret lurking beneath the surface. For now, you set it aside for 2 minutes. Then very carefully, once you've waited for 2 minutes, pour off the liquid, revealing a layer of settled starch at the bottom. Harvest it and add it to your potato mix. This is the original way of doing it, and there's no added flour or whatever else people come up with. Next, you crack in 2 large eggs, preferably without the shell. Give it a little mix, salt it up nicely. By that I mean 12 grams or 2 teaspoons of salt, and a very generous grinding of black pepper. Then give it a good old mix until it's homogeneous. You should end up with something looking not much different than a pancake batter or mashed potatoes gone wrong. If you were to grate this on a coarser grater, instead of using that pulp making side, you would not end up with the same unique texture, which is unique to Draniki. Finally, you heat a preferably non-stick pan or well-seasoned cast iron pan on medium. Traditionally, these are fried in lard. But you can use chicken fat to make it vegan, or any other oil that makes you and your mouth happy. In my case, duck fat, which is of course lactose and gluten-free. Once you have a generous, but not too generous, amount of fat or oil of your choice, heat it, you give the mix another mix. To make sure it's homogeneous, of course. Then carefully dollop a few heaps into the pan. They will spit a tiny little bit, so be mindful. Also, tidy up the sides in case they spread out a touch. If your mix still seems too wet, then simply drain off a little bit of the liquid. Size them as big or as small as you like, smaller being easier to flip. Most importantly though, do not overcrowd the pan. Check them for a golden brown bottom before carefully yet confidently flipping to brown the other side. I also like spooning some fat over the top as they cook, for no particular great reason at all. Once all looking, and of course smelling, like a wild party in your mouth, you drain them on a wire rack and pat them dry with a paper towel to get rid of some excess fat and to potentially extend your life by a few days. Once you have them all cooked, serve them warm with a load of sour cream and a bucket of love. But most importantly, go live a happy life.